Hi everyone, it's the Comic Fan Man here coming at you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to cover my second Christmas gift of 2023, which was the Thundercats Super7 Grune the Destroyer. Now, I do want to say that of all the villains back in the Thundercats cartoon from back in the day, Grune the Destroyer was actually my favorite villain, even though he only had like 1 or 2 episodes. I know, he had his one episode where he was the main villain, and I do believe that he was in a 2nd or 3rd episode, but he might have just been like something in the background for Lion-O and the Thundercats to deal with. But as far as being a main threat, he had one major episode, and that, to me, the episode itself was really cool. But outside of that, the design of Grune the Destroyer was pretty amazing to me, and I really loved it. Alright, so let's take a look at the box here. He's got the Thundercats logo, the metallic foil of the Mumra logo because he is a villain, but on the back we have the Thundercats logo, as it is from Super7. Now let's just open the box and let's show this beautiful box art from the back. Grune the Destroyer. Here's his write-up. Grune was once a Thundercat, but he became contemptuous of the Thunderians and he was sworn to protect, and he betrayed them. Vanquished by Jaga in an epic battle and exiled, he came to Third Earth and terrorized the inhabitants. When Grune died, his tomb was magically sealed to imprison his malevolent spirit. Freed in the present, Grune ferociously assaulted the Thundercats until he was once again defeated by Jaga in a ghostly combat. I love this painting. This is amazing. It just looks so cool. Looks exactly like Grune the Destroyer from the 1980s cartoon. This looks so great. Super7 did an amazing job with this. This was the seal that had him sealed up, and it was broken by accident. And so that was how his spirit was able to escape. But here he is in all his glory, Grune the Destroyer. There's a little bit of damage on the box, but I'm not an inbox collector anyway. But I will save this box because this is collector friendly. And if I want to do something with it down the line, I'll still be able to have it. So let's open this up and let's take a look at all the goodies that are inside. All right, so here he is, holding the broken seal that held onto him, Grune the Destroyer, and all of his accessories. I want to say this is amazing. I love all of these accessories. I had no idea that this armor was actually removable, and they gave him his Thundercat armor from when he used to be a Thundercat. This is great. It's just a peg system in the back. You peg it in like that, and it'll hold it, which means he doesn't have the midsection articulation with the armor on that the Super7 figures normally have. But this is great. I was not expecting this at all. This was so cool. The fact that you can have him as a Thundercat. And also, he has his Thundercat head. This is the way he looked when he was a Thundercat. He had both teeth. His single tooth look, like this, his single tooth saber-tooth look, is when he was a villain. But when he was a Thundercat, he had both of his teeth. So even though this face might look a little meaner, this is actually his Thundercat face. So that's really cool. I was not expecting that at all. Another accessory it comes with is a broken Sword of Omen. Now, I do not remember an episode where he was part of a broken Sword of Omen. But it's really, really cool. I'll have to go back and take a look to see if there was an episode where he had something to do with the Sword of Omen breaking, because in his episode, for sure, the Sword of Omen wasn't broken because Jaga used it to defeat him. So not exactly sure why this came with him. So I'll have to take a quick look and find out why he comes with a broken Sword of Omen. And the eye of Thundera is dead on this thing. So that's pretty interesting. I have to look this up, and maybe it'll jog my memory once I see it. This is the broken seal. He's holding the two halves. This is the regular seal. It's just flat on the other side. But that's really, really cool that it has his seal. He's got these 4 extra hands, like these clawing at you hands. These are great. I love these. 2 more weapon holding hands that he has. Again, these are also weapon holding hands, so I don't really know why he has 4 of them, but it is what it is. And these are his original, like, brass knuckle type melee weapons that he had in the cartoon, which are really, really cool. I'm glad he came with these. And then, of course, the mace. This was the mace that he made with Thundranium, which weakens Thundercats. And it's a 1-for-1 from the cartoon. This is fantastic. I really, really love this. Now, after all of that, let's take a quick look at Grune the Destroyer himself. And I want to say that Super7, as always, they did an amazing job with this figure. He looks exactly like the 80s cartoon Grune the Destroyer. So let's put that back in. But this is great. It looks exactly like the animation. They did such a fantastic job on this. One of my favorite action figures as a kid was Grune the Destroyer. As an action figure in the 80s, this was all silver. All of this plating was silver. But this is an exact 1-for-1 for the coloring and design of the animation. This is great. I love this. If you look at the cartoon and you look at this, it's an exact copy. They did Super7 just really knocked it out of the park with this one. So let's see, we'll put on his knuckles. Let's see how that looks. Easy to slide on, no problem. And easy to hold. There you go. Wonderful. This looks great. I'm going to pause it real quick and I'm going to put on his Thundercats look. Alright, so before I put the armor on, I just wanted you to see the body underneath. As you can see, it is the same Super7 buck that they've been using for years. Really cool. But the nice thing is that they still, even though you don't see any of this detail when he has the armor on, they still did a beautiful paint finish on it. Even though you don't see any of this once you put the armor on, it's really great. It's amazing quality when they go above and beyond to do that, even though that's totally hidden. All right, so let's get his Thundercat armor on and continue. All right, so here he is. Instead of Grune the Destroyer, we have Grune the Thundercat. As you can see, the Thundercat logo is crisp and clean. Super7 really does an amazing job with their paint work, and this figure does not disappoint. The paint work on this is fantastic. It just looks so great. And again, the buckle system is easy to put on and put off. And the Thundercat look again is when Grune has both of his saber teeth on his face. And I put the claws on. I really love these claws. They just make the Thundercats look really, really great. And again, his whole design is basically a one-for-one of the 80s cartoon character. This is amazing. I am so happy to get this. Big shout out to my brother from another mother, my cousin Andy, for getting me this for Christmas. This was a complete surprise, straight out of left field, and I am so happy to have Grune back in my collection. So thanks a lot, Andy. Alright, so here we are back with Grune the Destroyer versus Lion-O, Lord of the Thundercats. Now, yes, I know this is the mirror Lion-O, but for me, he is my Lion-O. This is the only Lion-O I have. And it's interesting. I thought they were the same size, but they're not. Grune is bigger than him. Now, in the cartoon, Grune was also bigger than all the Thundercats. He actually grew to like the size of the castle. But I wasn't expecting that. Even in the action figure, Grune was bigger than the other Thundercats. The action figure of the 80s. But I thought he was going to be the same size as Lion-O, since it's the same buck. But no, it turns out they did make him bigger. His legs are definitely longer. Oh, and he's also pinless. I didn't see that at first. But he's also a pinless Super 7 figure, which is nice. Which means they must have made him recently. I didn't even have any idea that they even made him. But this is great. I love this so much. Oh, and let's take a look. Just so that you see, the Sword of Omens, the eye of Thundera, is alive on the dagger. And as you can see, the eye of Thundera is there. And on this one, where it's broken, you can see that the eye of Thundera is dead. So, and I'm really trying, but I cannot remember the story arc of when the Sword of Omen was broken like this. So I'm really going to have to look that up and find out, try to remember why that happened. But here they are, ready to do battle. My Lord of the Thundercats and Grune the Destroyer. And I am so happy to have him as part of my collection. This was, again, this was a Christmas gift, and it was a very big surprise to me. I was not expecting this at all. And I am so, so happy to have Grune the Destroyer back in my collection. I had him in the 80s. He was one of my favorite figures to play with, simply because of his sheer size and his ferocious, like, animalistic look. He was like one of my top figures when I was a kid. I used to use him as a good guy, as a bad guy, in almost everything. And I look forward to posing him both as Grune the Destroyer and now Grune the Thundercat. That's great. When I pulled this out of the package, I was so happy to see this. So now I have Grune the Destroyer back in my collection and Lion-O. So now I have the Thundercats ready to visit New Eternia and giving He-Man and the Masters of the Universe something new to deal with. This is fantastic. I'm so happy with this. So if you like these kind of figure review videos, please give me a like and subscribe, as that'll help grow the channel. And look forward to my next video, which should be coming soon. All right, so thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye now.